Hello, Stephen. Just finished building a new perch for dwarf that allows me now to cover all the way from the west to the east. So we're going to be spending part of the night, considering that dwarf is running out of memory. We're going to spend the night looking at targets that we could never look at in the past. And thank you for smashing that like button. So this is Messier 81 and 82, and they are at azimuth 5 degrees. I don't know how far low I can go. I still have the mountain to deal with. But for now, I am very happy with the logistics. Should be able to go all the way west. What is all the way west now? Ooh, Crab Nebula is there. I'm liking this. Pleiades is there. Okay, these are targets I could not have dreamt of getting. At least locations could not have dreamt of getting. I'm not going to try to go past 270 degrees at this point. So M36, 37, 38 are right at 270. As is... Okay, we're going to do it gradually and not push our luck. M37 is at 274. Let's go for it. I should tell people who are watching the Skycam that we're live with the telescope here. All right, let's go to M37. Atlas. Let's see how successful. Yay, I like it. I like it. All right, let's stack it. First of all, infrared, cut, shutter, 10. Gain 80 is good, let's do it. Very nice. Good evening, Alan. We have built a new perch for dwarf. It cannot carry Seestar, let alone Stellina. We're testing it with Dwarf 2 right now. It is facing due north, which I had never been able to do before. So it gives me coverage all the way from west to east. And that's what we are testing tonight. We just did M81 and M82 bodies, galaxy and cigar galaxy. Right now we're looking at M37. M37 is at 275 degrees azimuth. So we are way west. We're facing due west right now, and I'm happy with that. I don't know how much farther I can go beyond west, but we will see soon. Jupiter is all the way west. That'll be fun. Jupiter is at 276. Yeah, I can see it on my Skycam. There is Jupiter. Betelgeuse is at 255. I doubt it. Hello, Jeannie. Jeannie, we accomplished a task that we did not think we'll be able to do, and that is build a new perch facing north. So now we are picking targets, trying to see how far west we can go before dwarf falls over to its untimely demise. Where is Bill when we have a plane flying overhead? Messier 35 is at 262. It is worth checking to see if we can do that. Oops, the plane crashed. It looks like a hockey stick or a Nike swoosh. By the way, except for the Skycam, this perch is the highest perch that I have amongst the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different perches. Yeah, I will worry about securing it later on once we know that it works. If it falls, then we know it doesn't work. But I am liking this cluster. Well, we can cut down trees, but I don't think we can move mountains. This mountain serves a dual purpose. One is to block the light from Syracuse, which is good. The only reason we enjoy Bortle 4 being only 15 miles from Bortle 9 is this mountain that blocks my west completely. We're going to see how low we can get in getting targets and how far west we can get. So that is the exercise tonight. No, I'm not using a vice grip yet. No ladder involved, and no animals were hurt in preparing this video. Allow me to see if we can get M35, and then we'll see how far down we can drop. Where is Jupiter now? Jupiter is at 276, but it's only 27 degrees down. Let's hop on Jupiter quickly. We're going to keep an eye on Vega tonight because the Lyrid meteor shower is active. It will reach its peak in 2 days. Well, I call it a perch given the height and the location on which I'm putting the telescope. Telescope is sitting in a very precarious location right now. I shall film a video now that we have data and evidence that it's working to show where the scope is sitting. Use an exclamation mark, that will do, Jeannie. Did you know that in chess, exclamation marks and question marks have a special meaning in annotating games? Okay, end session. Stop. Okay, we have a choice. Let's do the Jupiter, see if that'll work. Function. Atlas. Thank you. Jupiter, go. Jupiter is at 26 degrees altitude and 277 azimuth. No joy. Okay. Don't know if it's too low or too left. Let's go straight up at this location. Yeah, Messier 35 is at exactly 270 now, but it's 10 degrees higher than Jupiter. So we're going to try that. No. Earlier tonight, Dwarf 2 gave me nothing but black screens. So I don't know if it's going back to its bad habits now. So I'm going to go towards Polaris. We know we can see that. And see if it is again a misbehaving telescope. Haven't heard from Jacob lately. Okay, so it was not an issue with the telescope, but probably, so we cannot get all the way west. Then let's see how far west we can get. We got to M37, could not get M35. Okay, could not get Jupiter either. Hello, night waves. This means the Crab Nebula is out of reach. We're gonna okay, Mars is definitely out at this point. Okay, due west, NGC 2281. It is at 54 degrees up, so if that works, we will hop over to Castor and Pollux and then Mars. They are lined up now. I'm going to go take a quick peek at Dwarf, see whether it is hitting anything like the wall. All right, we have that one. We have NGC 2281. Let's stack it for a little bit. No infrared, shutter 10, 10, and let's stack a few. This is the Broken Heart cluster. And I'll be back. There is no reason for Dwarf not to get all the way to west. Right now 2281 is at 285 degrees, so this is 15 degrees from due west. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, welcome to the Pompey Observatory. I hope you all had a happy Easter. Tonight we do not have an exciting program. It's only testing a new perch. Trying to cover the northwest. This should give me very decent coverage all the way from east to west through the north. So that's the quadrant that goes from 270 degrees to 360 to 90. I don't know why the audio is not happy. We should have the filters on. Filters. Yeah, we have noise suppression turned on. Lots of starlings in the neighborhood. Okay, I'm gonna hop over to Castor. Castor is 265 by 55. So it is high enough, higher than 2281, and just past west. If we get Castor, I'll be very happy. It means we have crossed into the southwest. Are these Easter movies, Jeannie? Castor is only 50 light years away. Okay, we're gonna cheat here and do it manually. This is 275 and 30. I want to go higher. This is 275 and 40. All right, we got to 275 and 40. This is so you can see what I'm doing. Messier 35 is at 270 and 40. Let's see if we can get it. Haha, okay. You can tell here that this is indeed the wall. That's our boundary. There is light here, there is no light there. So looks like we'll be getting to exactly west and not a degree further. Yep, there it is. You can see the darkness to the left, brightness to the right. I know what I need to do next, but it's definitely giving me all the way west. Let's see if we can swing it all the way east. Whether it's going to go crazy on me. All the way east will get us to M3. I'm going to go make sure Dwarf is not taking a shortcut and strangling itself. which it did. Okay. Now we're dealing with the added complications of clouds covering the north and the west. Okay, it found Polaris, so we're still in business there. So it's not doing too well with covering the east, but we don't need it covering the east. We want it covering the north and the west, which it's doing fairly well. Okay, with that in mind, let's get it to do some useful work. I'm going to take a look at Messier 36 and stack it nicely. Infrared, cut, shutter, 10. Gain 80, go. Crab Nebula is not too far. The clouds are moving in as promised. Jeannie, we have an unusual situation. The concurrent viewers and the likes are the same. So everybody who's watching has liked. So thank you guys. It says M26. What does M26 look like? Not very similar, no. Okay, both are open clusters, but that's about it. Once we get to about 100 frames with M26, I'm going to move the telescope just a little bit to see if we can get it to see the west. As you probably know, the Dwarf has two cameras, two lenses, and they are side by side, and there is a plane over us. Whoa. Did you get that, Jeannie? You have 22 seconds to take a screen capture. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gone. I'm glad you did. If you look at the Skycam, you should see the Big Dipper and Polaris. They are very prominent. We also have Mars, Pollux, and Castor in a row. We confirmed that Betelgeuse has not gone supernova yet. And we think that bright star to the left is actually TCRB going nova. Not. Let's see what that is. It is Spica. Or is it? Or maybe Arcturus. Okay, I'm going to move the telescope, and that's going to require recalibration, so stand by. Good evening, RW. This is what I like about Dwarf 2. It never disappoints when it comes to calibration. I moved it a little bit to see if it will give us the due west. And right now, what do we have that is due west? Okay. Azimuth grid, west. Already. Castor is at exactly 269 degrees. Let's see if it's going to find it. RW, we have a new, I'm happy. It found Castor. I have a new perch for the telescope, which gives me coverage from all the way west to all the way east. We just checked on the west. Let's go to Polaris. And then we will try to go all the way east, and then we'll come back west to do some work. And we have Polaris. There's nothing due east. I'm going to push my luck and try to find Arcturus, which is a whole 10 degrees south of east. I would not be surprised if it doesn't find it, but then again, that was not our objective. Yep, it did not. Okay. Back north. And the only reason I'm stopping at Polaris is to avoid dwarf from wrapping the cord around its neck. Earlier we tried to get Messier 35 and we could not. We're going to try it again now. And we have Messier 35. Infrared, cut, shutter, 10, and go. Well, the sky is, if you look at the sky cam, we have quite a few clouds. That's why I'm looking at the stars and clusters only. I could have easily been sleeping now. I have to get up early tomorrow. But having spent quite a bit of time building the Perch, I was anxious to test it. And so far, dwarf has not fallen, so I am happy. The next big test is going to be mounting dwarf 2 on top of the 30-foot pole and see how shaky it is. I doubt that it will ever calibrate on top of that. It doesn't take much shaking for it to fail. Jeannie, just for your notes, Messier 35 is a beautiful cluster. So we're going to be sitting on it for a little bit. It is only 30 degrees altitude and 270 degrees azimuth. So we are very happy. This new perch is going to prove very useful for Aurora Borealis, since it is facing north, especially if we put the dwarf in wide angle. It might give us some colors. RW, in what part of the world are you located? Ah, well, thank you for joining us. RW, I have visited both Saskatchewan and British Columbia. Alberta is one province I have not been to. I've certainly been to Quebec and Ontario. Well, the reason I used to go to Saskatchewan every winter in January to Saskatoon was to stream live on the internet in TV quality video the Knights of Columbus indoor track meet, We're talking about 10 years before YouTube came into existence. In 1998, I started streaming on the internet live video of track meets. We went to Victoria for the Canadian Olympic trials for 2000, August 2000. We were there streaming the entire meet. We actually had 4 streams going on simultaneously. The track, the jumps, the pole vault, and the throws. And these were all simultaneous, and the viewers could pick which of the streams they wanted to watch. Again, remember, this was 10 years before YouTube came into existence. Well, it was the only time ever that I ran outdoors when the temperature was the same in English and in French, in Fahrenheit and Celsius. Where is Bill when we need him? Looking at M35, it appears that there is a nebula of some sort just under it. And it is indeed NGC 2158. Just as a reminder that Tuesday, the Lyrids meteor shower will peak. The radiant is right around Vega, so midnight our time or thereabouts should be the peak of the activity. Hello, Zena. Zena, the main purpose of tonight's stream or webcast is to test a new location for the telescope, a new perch. It is sitting on the northernmost part of the house, staring north and allowing us coverage of all the way from the west to the east. That is a part of the sky that we did not have coverage in the past. So right now we're imaging M35, which is due west, and only 30 degrees up. If it's not cloudy, Zena, we should be able to see the meteors, yes. Last time we were trying to do a meteor shower, the sun ruined it for us by having an aurora borealis. So we were watching colors in the sky instead. Yes, we did. Took my wife out to a Kurdish restaurant locally, and we had some very good food. Yeah, first holidays without her are gonna be tough. Oh, good. So you're hanging in there till end of May. The little blotch below M35 is actually a cluster, a very, very dense cluster, not a nebula. No, it's mostly cloudy here tonight, and I plan to wrap it up by 11 or so. Zena, if you have not done it yet, you may want to make a checklist of all the things that you need to accomplish before you leave, and then a checklist of all the things that you want to accomplish after you leave. I discovered after I left that there are things I should have done before I left, because after I left I no longer had access to them. And that's when I discovered the emoji of shoulder shrug and throwing my arms up in the air. There's another plane. Okay, we're going to end M35 and see once more with the new location how far west we can get. This is a colorful one, Jeannie. I wonder if the meteors will look like this. The best thing that I did when I left government employment was I got a new cell phone and I did not give the number to anybody. Yeah, it's getting cloudy here. It's getting cloudy. Let's shift now. Let me get to Castor and then Pollux and then Mars. See how far west it'll let me go. Castor is good. Let's see if we can see Pollux from here. It should be very close and very quick. Okay, wow, look at this. I don't think this was a plane. I think this was a satellite. Or whatever. So we see Pollux. Next question is Mars. Pollux is already beyond west. Yeah, Pollux is 268. Mars is 256. I think pushing my luck here, but yeah, I think this is where the shadow is starting to look. Okay, yeah, I did not think we'll get Mars. So Pollux was good, Castor was good, Mars was not. Betelgeuse is too low. It is only 10 degrees. I doubt we'll be able to clear that. You're welcome. It is a testing night. Okay, a target that we had done in the past is M97 and M108. Let's go for them. And this will be our last target for the night. Okay, infrared, cut, shutter, 10, go. Something fishy. I don't see M108. Okay, the clouds are taking over from us. When I recorded the video of how I built the Skycam, There was some static here and there as well, and I have no idea where it's coming from. I was in a closed room. Good night, Gina. Yeah, at this point it's futile to expect much. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining. We have a new perch now that we can use in the future. I'm going to go bring Dwarfy in and get ready.